So this is my 2005 Lance Max 981 truck camper. From the factory, it came with no solar, no inverter or anything, and I love boondocking, and I used to live in a truck camper, so I kind of had a basis for what I wanted to do to this. But all in all, the entire solar system with the solar panels, all the wiring, the caulking, the inverter itself, the charge controller, the battery, was all under $1,800, and I've got 500 watts of solar, a 3600 watt inverter, and 3,000 kilowatt hours of battery, with the ability to expand both solar and the battery bank. This whole thing took me about, I don't know, half a day, good portion of a day to complete, but it's really not bad. I've got a Pecron E3600 solar generator, which is the charge controller, the inverter, and the battery bank all in one. And then I've got 500 watts of solar on the roof with the ability to expand. And I also have the ability to add on batteries. So the generator itself is 3,000 kilowatt hours, and all the additional batteries are also 3,000 kilowatt hours. So I can get up to 9,000 if I really wanted to. I may upgrade one, I doubt I'll do two, which will give me about the 6,000, which is crazy for a truck camper, and how simple and cheap this is. Like 3, even 4 years ago, you would not have been able to do it this cheap and this compact. And if I ever sold this, I can take out the Pecron and the battery and bring it to another truck camper, a van, to the beach, whatever I want. So my big thing was this, is I wanted it to be portable. I wanted it to supply power to the camper at all times. And by that I mean when driving, when off the truck, whatever, it's always gonna be supplying power. And my other thing was the ability to expand. All right, so the heart of the operation is this Pecron E3600, which you can see right there. There's plenty of other brands. There's Ecoflow, there's Bluetti, there's a bunch. But I had a Pecron in my old truck camper, and I used that for 6 months every single day and never had an issue. So I fully trust Pecron. I've had this for about 2 months now, and I've yet to have an issue. And what I have got going into it is right here is the solar cable, and that goes up here into the closet. You see the cables, and then up into the roof to the solar panels. And I still got to clean this all up. I just finished the system, but I just wanted to make this video because it is crazy how much cheaper this is versus like 3-4 years ago, and how you can do it yourself and then also pull the system out and put it in another camper or use it for whatever other reason. But right now I am pulling in 217 watts and I am outputting 272 watts with AC on. The most I've pulled in with my 500 watts of solar on the roof is about 440 something watts, which is about expected. You're never going to actually get 500 watts out of 500 watts. And then right here, which is great about this unit, and there's other ones that have it as well, is the 30 amp RV plug. But the reason I wanted this was the size. The Ecoflow Delta Pro, which I also have, is in my fifth wheel, but is way bigger than this. And Ecoflow actually just came out with a smaller version, I think called the F3000, or I believe, and they're making the F5000, but which is slightly smaller than this. And the reason I got it was it fits perfectly on the side of the bed, and it actually stops the mattress from moving around, which is great. And then if I want to turn AC off, I just hold this button down. As you can see, no output, and then it'll tell you time to charge. It should update. 26 minutes to fully charge. And then what's also great about this is if I don't need the AC power on, say at night or just for whatever reason, I have all these DC outputs, all USBs, USB-Cs. So it's great for charging my phone, my drone, without having the AC power on. And then you can also power like a diesel heater and other things. For some reason, this would not work with my paddleboard, but maybe it was just my paddleboard. So I'm not going to make this a full-blown Pecron review or anything, but over on the side here, there is a AC charging cable, so I can charge this at up to 1,800 watts. And if you really wanted to, you could actually charge it up to 3,600 watts with the included 30 amp charging cable. I have no need for that. I don't need to charge it that fast, but it's great if I want to use it for like a fifth wheel or something like that. All right, so the way that I have this set up is the 30 amp cable is plugged in there, and then the charging cable is that little black one that goes to the side to actually charge the Pecron, where this is the cord that's actually giving power to the camper. Then I have it going underneath the mattress, and then down here. Again, I just finished up the solar system, so I still gotta like tuck it away and make everything look nice. And then I just made this removable, and I put the cords down into here. So I'm not going to actually be able to show you how I routed it. Obviously every single camper is different, but these cables essentially go through there, back here. We took this vent cover off, and then I fished the cables through the floor and then out over there. So I'll show you what I mean. So again, the cables are going underneath the bed, routed through the side, took that vent cover off, then went down under the floor. And what I have is I have this underneath storage for the truck camper. So like I took it out for the purpose of showing you guys. But as you can see, that green cable is what's actually charging the Pecron via AC, whether I'm at a campground or something. And then it's probably hard to tell, but this black cable is the 30 amp that's giving power to the truck camper. So they're permanently wired down there. I haven't had any issues, and I'll show you the outside. So this is the outdoor shower, the batteries, the drains, and then also my electrical plugs. So under here, what I've got is this yellow orange cable. This is the other end of the cable that's going into the Pecron. So this is what's supplying power to the camper, which is this cable. So for example, if I wanted to plug the camper in, I would take this black one, unplug it, and plug this into, say, like a 30 amp campground or whatever. But I don't think I'll honestly ever really unplug these. I keep them plugged in all the time, and then I always have power, which is great. And if I am at a campground and do want to use their electric, that's what this little green cable is for. So this is the cable that was on the side of the Pecron that charges the Pecron. And then this is, I don't know, maybe a 30-foot extension cord or something like that. And it goes, like I showed you guys, all the way under the floor. And then I plug this into someone's house, a campground, whatever. And you'll be able to charge with this plug way more than you will be able to 30 amp, but I can still use a 30 amp if I want to. But what's great about this is once I get a inverter installed in my truck, right now I have a 400 watt inverter, which is horrible. I'm gonna upgrade it to probably like a 2000 watt inverter, and I'll be able to charge the Pecron with this cable as I drive at about 1000 to 1200 watts. So I'll really never have to worry about power with this setup, whether it's solar with 500 watts or charging it once I get a inverter in the truck at about 1000 watts. I'll really never have to worry about power. There is a generator. The generator runs, but it does not supply power to the truck camper, which is totally fine. I was gonna look at taking it out anyway, so now it just gives me more incentive. But onto the roof. All right, so this is the back of the truck camper, and as you can see, the truck camper came with these crossbars, like a roof rack type thing, which was amazing. It made mounting these way easier, and I didn't have to drill any new holes into the RV, which is always a big plus. So the way I have these mounted is one on the front, one on the back, and then it's probably gonna be hard to show, but there's U-bolts connecting each end of it. There you can see the other U-bolt. And then I connected the solar panels directly together here with one positive, one negative, and then the other two are plugged in right here. And then these cables go into the entry gland, which I showed you guys in the closet right above the Pecron, and then I just caulked it up. So I've got 500 watts of solar, and each are 250 watt panels from Rich Solar. But what makes these unique is that this half is 125, that half's 125, 125, 125. So it's actually two panels on one panel that run separate. So for example, if that back panel is shaded and this one is getting sun, this 125 will produce fully at 125 or close to it. So that's an added extra benefit. Now I'm in the back by the solar panels, and I easily could add another probably 100 watts up there, another 100 watts there, 100 watts there, and maybe some here. But I honestly think with 500 watts and the AC power from my truck, I'll be totally fine. So that is it. That is the entire setup. Again, we've got 500 watts of solar on the roof, and then those cables are then coming down here and being plugged directly into the Pecron. Then we've got our 30 amp cable, which supplies power here, and the AC charging cable here, right under the bed, under the floor, and then into the outside area, which is over there. So that is what I believe is one of the best and cheapest solar setups, whether it's a truck camper, a van, a travel trailer, or whatever. You really don't have to get a built-in system nowadays. These solar generators are so powerful and so much better than they were a couple years ago. I mean, to have something that's a 3600 watt inverter, 3000 kilowatt hour battery, and a solar charge controller, and something this small, and the fact that it's portable, to me is amazing that I can use it for multiple different applications. I really think this entire solar system will come together once I get the inverter installed in the truck, because then I can charge it while driving, or if it's off the truck at night or on a rainy day, if the truck's near the truck camper, I can charge it while we're boondocking, and the truck itself will act as the generator. But I think eventually I'll do like kind of a day in the life of with our solar system for work, maybe running the AC, the microwave, stuff like that, and see how it stacks up. But for now, if anyone has any questions, let me know. See ya.